the lions roar. Everage is not about your favorite teachers. Well, you've come to the right place. This week we sit down with someone who needs a little introduction. You might know him from PE class. You might see him leading the 8th grade basketball team. Or you might just see him in the hallways, but you can't miss him. Coach Everage is not only all these things, but he is the athletic director here at Lewis Middle School. Welcome, Coach. Before we get started, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm not originally from Houston. I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. I've always played sports my whole life. I've always played basketball, and I played high school and college and semi-pro in Dallas. And from there, I went into teaching and coaching.
Where did you go to high school and college?
I went to high school called Eleanor McMain Magnet in New Orleans. When I finished there, I went to actually a junior college in Illinois, in a little town, Quincy, Illinois. They call them JUCOs, at least back in my time. And it's just another platform that you use. You can get a scholarship to go to JUCO, play, and prepare yourself to the next level. When I finished, did my 2 years there, I went to a Division II school in a little town called Arkadelphia, Arkansas. University was called Washita Baptist University, and I played 2 years there as well.
What did you major in college?
I actually majored in mass communications with a specialty in writing for the school newspaper. I was a writer, actually.
Did you always want to be a coach?
No, I never. That's not what I saw. I wanted to play basketball. I wanted to be in the NBA like all the rest of the boys. And as from playing, of course, I have the knowledge to do it. And when I finished playing in Dallas, I was trying to figure out, like anybody else, what I'm going to do with my life. And I said, I guess I'll go see about teaching. And from there, I just met someone else that was the athletic director, and he saw me, and he just offered me the job and said, hey, the boys basketball position is available. Would you like it? And that was about 18 years ago, and I've been coaching ever since.
Now let's talk about sports. I know it's been a while back, but how do you feel about how football season went?
Football season was our 8th grade. Let's start 8th grade. So our 8th grade, when they were in the 7th grade last year, they made it to the playoffs. So they went into this year with high expectations of winning the whole thing. I'm happy to say that from making the playoffs last year and losing in the first round, this year we made it further. They made it out the first round all the way to the championship. They played their hearts out. We didn't bring it home. We didn't win it. We lost by one score, but the guys played amazing. I was really happy for them. And the high schools that came to see them were impressed with the guys as well. So as far as 8th grade football, they did a great job. 7th grade football didn't have as much as success as the 8th grade. Those guys need a little bit more development, and we spent a lot of our time throughout the season just trying to help develop them to get to that point. We also had some downfalls during the season on things that were in our control. We just didn't control. We lost some guys due to grades. We all have to be accountable for that. And hopefully moving into their 8th grade year next year, they understand the importance of the classroom and taking care of their business off the field. And I do believe that if we can do that, we'll have a much better season because we do have some talented guys.
How did we do this year in boys basketball?
Basketball. Let's give a shout out to our 7th grade boys and girls basketball. The A teams both made the playoffs this year. The playoffs is a new thing implemented in Aldine Middle School basketball. We haven't had it. We just started it last year. And if you didn't know, so in Aldine, there are 12 middle schools, and there's an east and a west side, 6 schools on each side. In order to make the playoffs, you have to finish in the top 2. And so for our 7th grade boys and girls, they were able to do that, made it to the playoffs. They didn't win their whole thing. They did lose in the first round, but just to make the playoffs and be in the top is a achievement within itself. Our eighth grade, I know for the boys side, especially because I do coach the boys, we were a middle of a pack kind of a team. Um, we play. We have a lot of talent. We play well. We play hard. Once again, we had some guys that we lost to grades as well, and so that is something that, as a coach, I look at and move forward into next year, thinking how we're going to do better with our kids, taking care of their business in the classroom, because that comes first, the student and athlete. And I think if we do that, instead of finishing at middle of the pack, we'll end up being at the top of the pack. So that's nothing we need to correct.
What takeaways can we focus on for the next season?
Yeah, like I say, making sure that we take care of our business off the field and off the court in the classroom, which is most important. We're spending time right now while we're in track season. This is our off season and our preseason, right? It's off season for football and basketball. It's preseason for soccer. For those guys that are interested in playing soccer, they get to go out and get in shape. Some strength and conditioning. We're lifting weights. Our expectation is always the same at the Loop. We want to be successful. We want to be one of those, not only just good teams, but we want to be a school that's talked about. We want to be a school that kids say they would love to go to, not just for the sports, but also it's a great school and we have a great staff.
Who surprised you most this year on the court?
If we're talking about basketball, one guy does come to mind. His name is Michael Watley. If you know Michael, then you know what I'm saying is something that sticks. When we got Michael in the seventh grade last year, he didn't start the year off with us, but he came to us from another school, had some problems at that school. Then he came as a seventh grader with, like most seventh graders, a lot of immaturity, some problems here and there. And I tell you, to see him this year come in as an eighth grader, the growth that he's shown as a leader, he's really been our vocal leader. He's not perfect. We're all flawed. He still, every now and then will have a hiccup, but I'm just so impressed uh, of the person he's turning out to be. To see him grow into a young man, and it's kids when that happens, and kids like him when it happens, it makes the job worth it. It makes for all the kids we have. When you have that one kid that turns into somebody that you like, wow, he's gonna be great. Like it makes me really love what I do.
How is track and field going so far?
Our seventh grade, our eighth grade, sorry, grade, our eighth grade track and field team actually won district last year as seventh graders. So the expectation on them is to repeat, right? We want to repeat. We want to be district champs again. We had our first track meet last night, and it went as expected. They got out there. They looked like they knew what they were doing. As coaches, we were impressed to see them go out and perform. And when you have teams like that, or any sport, you don't have to say as much because they know what to do, right? We still coach them, but they show us, hey, coach, I'm coachable. I've learned it. I'm going to apply it. And they go out and they did very well last night. Eighth grade, if it was a district meet, if it was that, they would have won the whole meet if it was, but it was just a practice meet too, because of our first one. Our seventh grade track team, as boys go, they show a lot of potential. You can see those athletes that are coming, right? Those athletes that you can look forward to. Our high schools that we feed to, they come out and watch those kids. And you might not know it, but they look at the seventh grade as well, and they're like, wow, I can't wait till I get him. And it's our job to make sure that they, do what they're supposed to do to get better. So when they get to the next level, which is high school, that they're able to perform. And they check in with us about those kids. Our girls track team, if anybody knows at Lewis, our girls track team, 7th and 8th grade, traditionally, historically, has always been good. And so when we saw them last night, it was nothing different as far as our 8th grade goes. We have a new track coach this year by the name of Coach Evans. She's stepping into the shoes of our former coach, retired Coach Cockrell, she always did a great job. And so you could see with our 8th grade last year how much they learned last night, that they were still formidable. They're still going to be good. Now it's just a matter of putting it together. the seventh grade girls track team, they have a lot of potential as well, kind of like our seventh grade boys. It's the first time that they've been out there. So we not only themselves learning more, but as coaches, we're learning what best fits the kid. It's like a puzzle, putting them in the right place for them to be successful. So but we have talent. So that's a start. That's a plus.
With some with so many events, what's the hardest thing to coach in track and field?
It's a good question. Every coach is different. For me, I think the hardest event actually is the triple jump. The triple jump is kind of like a dance, you know, to me, because you have to do the steps right. And when you teach it, we're teaching it and coaching it. So when you teach it for the first time, just like a dance, if your muscles and your body hasn't got used to that movement, you're gonna mess up. And depending on who you are, it depends that lends to how many times you mess up. And as a coach, you steady showing it and saying it over and over, and you have to do it to somebody get it. Unlike what I specialize for me is the high jump. Teach a couple steps, jump over the bar. That's it. But the triple jump it's one. Don't I don't want to mess up. Don't have me do that right now. It's challenging. I'll just leave it at that.
I know many students are excited for soccer. When will tryouts be?
We'll start our soccer season. Tryouts, I believe, will be the second week of April. The schedule has not been released yet, but I know we start soccer in April. Our last track meet is April 2nd. So, and it rolls right over to the next sport. So I believe it'll be the second week of second week of April we'll begin soccer. Right now, while we're doing track, like I said before, is our preseason for soccer. So some of those kids are actually out there getting in shape, our strength and condition. They're getting out there, and then we have a moment where they'll go and play some soccer, like last half of practice, just to stay sharp and be ready for when we actually do tryouts.
Anything else you would like to add to?
Yeah, I could add. Yes, I do want to add something. Sharing my experience that I know a lot of people would have when we were you guys' age in middle school and whatnot. When we look back at how our schools were, I went to school. It was kind of like a family center type school, like where all the teachers and all the coaches knew all the parents. They all spent time together, and a lot of parents volunteered and came into the school. So I knew a lot of my friends' parents and whatnot. And in this position that I sit in, I want that. I want to bring that to Lewis. I know I'm a long way from it, but that's something that I do think about often. How can we make this culture here at Lewis that family school? Uh, Times are different, but I can't stop wanting it. I still want that, and I don't want to stop. I'm going to keep working at that where we're a family school and all the kids love being here. And we love the kids, and all the staff go to all the events, and that's challenging, of course, but that's the goal, right? That's the perfect world. So that's how I feel about it.
Thank you very much, Coach Everett, for sitting down with us today. Remember, you can see all our interviews with your favorite teachers here at the Lions were at Lewis Middle School Live on YouTube. I'm Erinette, and thank you for watching.